So this question comes from part 10e of your textbooks, and this is question 1. So if you're watching this and you haven't attempted the question first, please find the section of the textbook that I have attached in Teams, or alternatively the physical textbook that you might have access to. Give it a go and then come back if you can't figure it out. So the first part of the question asks us to identify how many students there are. That's just the sum of all the frequencies of each in each class, which is just going to be equal to 18 if we add these all up. So that's done. As for the mean and the median, because this is a frequency distribution, we need to solve for our median. We need to remember that it is the sum of our scores times their frequency over the sum of the total frequencies. So we have the total frequencies over here. We just need to calculate the sum of each total frequency, and we can do this manually, or we can do this using one of our calculators. So for this exercise, we can just do this through manually, I suppose. So our first one for class A, and then we'll do class B, we're going to be equal to 7 times 4, which is 28, plus 24, plus 45, plus 60 over 18. And for part B, it's going to be equal to 7 plus 24 plus 54 plus 80 over 18. And for each of these values, what I'm doing is I'm multiplying the score by the frequency, and the score by the frequency. And then I did the same for class B. Okay, so this means the mean works out to be 165 divided by 18, which is going to be 9.2 to 1 decimal place. And our mean for class A is going to be equal to 157 over 18, which is going to be equal to 8.7 to 1 decimal place. Now to solve for the median, that's our next question. So we have 18 values, so that's even. So we divide it by 2, so we go, we find our ninth. If it's even, we find out a halfway point, so 18 over 2, or which is our ninth value, and then we add the next value across. So it's going to be the midpoint between our ninth and our 10th value. And that'll be the same for both of them, seeing as they both have 18 data points. So if we look across here, we can do our cumulative frequency tables, or we can just add them up. So 1, 4, 10, 18. So the 9th and the 10th value are going to be inside, for class B, are going to be inside here. Which means the average is going to be 9 plus 9 over 2, which is just going to be equal to 9. And for class A, we can see that we can add these up. We can go 4, 7, and then we go 12, and then we go 18. So in this particular one, the 9th and the 10th value are also going to be inside the same score. So that means that the median for class A is also 9. Now if we want to do this on our calculator, just let me bring up something. And so we'll bring up our calculator emulator, and to solve for our, we can solve directly. We have to do each one separately though for the mean. So if we hit mode and then we hit statistics and then we hit single variable, which is number 1, we can see here that we have our place to enter all our data values, but we need a frequency distribution table. So we're going to hit shift and we're going to set up, and then we're going to hit down and we're going to hit 3 for statistics and we'll turn frequency on. So for class A, let's just do that one. We are entering in the scores of 7, 8 equals, 9 equals, and 10. And then we're going to adjust their frequencies to be 4 equals, 3 equals, 5 equals, 6 equals. Now that those are entered, just hit the all clear button, hit shift and 1 to hit that stat, and then we want to hit 5 for variables, and we want to hit 2 to get our mean, which is equal to the same thing we got, 8.72222, right? So you can do it either way. It's much easier to do it by calculator, but you can do it manually if you have to. Okay, so that's all I have for this part of the video. I will see you in the next part.